Now, listening to that is the Minister for International Development, Alan Duncan. Welcome to the Daily Politics in your ministerial role. Could you explain to our tax-paying viewers why you're increasing aid to Afghanistan by 40% when studies show that less than £1.02 that we already send gets through to the people that it's destined for?
We're in conflict in Afghanistan, and one of the key objectives of development is to prepare for post-conflict. That country needs to be able to stand on its own 2 feet. It won't be able to do it without the sort of development spending we're doing. Julian asked the right questions about whether our aid gets into the right hands. My answer, because I think he reaches the wrong conclusions, is that even in Afghanistan, which is a bit of a mess at the moment, is that yes, it does. Our scrutiny, our auditing and everything are very, very strict indeed.
You say that, Minister. Are you aware that official customs records from Kabul show that recently $3 billion, £2 billion left the country in cash, on pallets? There was so much cash. Our money from our hard-working people sent out there to end up in pallets being distributed to India, Dubai, Pakistan.
No, I don't think you're entitled to reach that conclusion. Our money, which goes there, goes into things like schools and healthcare. It is properly spent.
I'm sorry, Minister, the Wall Street Journal investigation is quite clear on this. The money that we sent in aid, and the Americans too, huge chunks of it are siphoned off by the ruling elite there, including the Karzai family, and it's sent abroad in pallets. There's so much of it. That's our money.
No, you're hamming this up a bit. I think that the assertion you're making is not valid, because we don't just shell out dollars like that and say, oh, please spend it on the school, but you can hoof over the border with it if we're not watching you. That's not how it works. The way we spend our money very carefully is to make sure things that are done, and we only part with the money after the event with proof of what has been done. So, look, this is an easy thing to say about aid.
Where is this money coming from?
That's not for me to say. I mean, you've got a whole drug...
You don't think it's ours?
No, it's probably drug money for all I know. But you're diverting, and I think, if I might say so, caricaturing some of the criticisms about aid. As Barbara said, we should be proud of what we're doing on aid. We are leading the world in saying that we will legislate to spend 0.7% of national income after 2013. And it's so easy just to say, to hell with it, it all goes into corrupt hands.
It's so easy for you to say it's going into the right hands. Can I point out
I believe it does.
That is, the more money we've given, the more corrupt Afghanistan has become. In 2005, it was 117th most corrupt country in the world, according to the internationally regarded corruption index. Today, it's 176th. It's the 5th most corrupt country in the world, and that is where you are sending our money.
You are right that there is a massive problem of corruption in Afghanistan, in a conflict-ridden, failed state, which is having its conference there at the moment, where William Hague and Andrew Mitchell and Hillary Clinton are.
But to
link it as you are doing so starkly with the aid money we're giving is, I think, unreasonable. Well, we are leading the world in helping poverty-stricken
yeah, we're
countries.
leading the world because you put a gun to our head and we have to pay for this. Can I just report your own country programme evaluation of Afghanistan? This is your own department. Recent evidence suggests that for every $100 spent, only 20 actually reaches Afghan recipients. That's your own department.
OK, we've been in government for 9 weeks now. What we are doing is we are reviewing absolutely every programme and every pound and penny spent to make sure that we get value for money. And it is our internal evaluation which has already come up with things like that, which again, I think you rather exaggerate, but which we are going to focus on, because it is our obligation to make sure that if we have a ring-fenced aid budget, every single penny is properly spent.
Your own department minister says, quote, recent evidence suggests that for every $100 spent, only $20 actually reaches Afghan recipients. Could you explain to me how I'm hyping that up? It's your report.
Yeah, that is the report, if what you're saying is absolutely right, of what perhaps has been happening.
There's a report from your
Thank you very much. That is... If we are evaluating things as toughly as that, then it means we're looking at things. That is why we are looking at every single country, every single programme, and as the former High Commissioner said in your interview there, when talking about the United Nations and the World Bank, every single contribution we're making to a multilateral organisation to ensure we get value for money. I mean, I've been to poor places all over the country in the last few weeks, and please be careful of just saying, to hell with this budget for helping the poor. I've seen people who have as their total wealth less than the cost of your time.
Oh yeah, give us that. The argument...
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, though not as expensive as your time. The argument is not about helping the poor. The argument is whether your money is helping the poor, and your report says it isn't.
Okay, well, let me sit here and tell you how very convenient to run out of time without giving me the chance to say what we're doing,
I would
where
be
we
happy
are
to carry
spending
on,
the money well.
but
Ask me back. Ask me back.
Well, will
Please
you
do.
come back? Because
Certainly.
I have a lot more questions to ask. And
I've got a lot more answers.
The evidence is quite clear that you are not spending our money in a sensible way. You give £300 million to India, and it's got a space program.
We're helping the world's poor, we're leading the world, and if we didn't do it, I think even you would feel very guilty.
Come back.
Okay.
Thank you, Minister.
Just something slightly different.